So this is the thing, sometimes we get to a point to where we have become so full of stuff that to even move our foot to take another step, we feel like there will be an implosion, if not physically, at least mentally. And it may not be that moment that's causing the things that are going on within our spirit, but the accumulation of things from everybody telling us what their problems are, what their needs are, from us still dealing with our own problems, our own needs, life continuing to go and not even slow down, not having the respect for us to slow down even when we're in the most difficult of situations that we're trying to deal with. But I've discovered that it's in those moments when we become overwhelmed that if we'll just be silent for a moment, we'll get revelation. And I know the main issue that we have to deal with in those moments is that our minds are racing and there's just a whole bunch of noise going on within us, and it's so difficult for us to just break away and get a silent moment and just take a breath and just be able to even cry out to God sometimes and say, God, whatever this is, show me. But if we can discover within ourselves how to just break free and just get that quiet moment. I don't mean resolve everything in that moment, but just get that quiet moment to ourselves so that perhaps we can hear that revelation, And let me tell you something about that revelation. Your revelation doesn't always look like what the things you went through to get you to that point. Sometimes God is just taking you through those things to get you to where he needs you to get you to. He's not trying to make you stay in those things, but he's trying to allow those things to get you to your point of revelation so that you can get your breakthrough and overcome whatever the circumstances in your life, and give you the strength to be able to press beyond and then handle those things and resolve whatever the issues were. So God's not trying to make you become part of the problem, but he's trying to get you to get into a mindset, into a strength that you're able to resolve and deal with whatever that situation is. And you know what? Man, we can't downplay any of those situations because there are some serious difficulties that we go through. Everything from we sick of the same bills coming in the mailbox. We're sick of having to deal with death. We're sick of having to deal with life. But we have to be able to press forward because God made us stronger than anything that you would think would be able to destroy you. That's why you're still standing. That's why you haven't lost your mind, even though you thought you were. You thought you were going to have that nervous breakdown, but you continued. You continued in tears sometimes. You continued in depression sometimes. You continued sometimes not even wanting to get up out your bed the next day, but you continued and you pressed on. That's because God built you that way. And that's because everything you're going through is taking you somewhere, and even though you may not be able to recognize it in the midst of where you are, get that revelation. And you'll see that you are always stronger than those things opposed to you. You're always stronger than those things that were brought to you and attached to you. But you had to figure out how to break free and overcome those things and to recognize those things so that when somebody else tried to bring it to you again, you didn't take that burden on your shoulders like you've been doing. You didn't take it in your spirit and become depressed with that person. You didn't get overwhelmed because your own life was so busy and so active that you couldn't take a moment to breathe. But now you've learned how to separate yourself in the moment and get your revelation so that when others do come to you, you know how to confront their confrontation, and you know how to deal with your own circumstances. So I just want to encourage you. I didn't even call this a 2-minute warning because I knew it was going to take longer, right? But I want to just encourage you that are in those places of being overwhelmed, that you will make it through these circumstances and that situation. And no matter how you may feel in this moment, you will overcome and you will begin to see and get the revelation that there is a strength inside of you. Because guess what? I go through the same thing, and you know what? We are of the same nature because we were created by the same nature of God. So therefore, we have the ability to become whom God created us to be. So I just want to encourage you today to keep pressing forward.